Hello, and welcome to Schmetterling Showgirls. Today we have a very special guest on the show.
You've met him and you know you love him. Please welcome back to the show, Herr Dietrich. Yay!
Guten Tag, wie geht es Ihnen?
Guten Tag, Herr Dietrich. Es geht mir gut. Wie geht es Ihnen?
Gut, danke.
Herr Dietrich, ich bin Lehrerin.
Oh, ich bin auch Lehrer.
Herr Dietrich, ich spreche Englisch und Deutsch.
Oh, ich spreche auch Englisch und Deutsch.
Herr Dietrich, ich habe eine Katze.
Ich habe einen Hund.
Oh. So I was sure you were wondering what Herr Dietrich and I were talking about. So we started the conversation with the term ich bin, which means I am. You are using this if you want to tell someone about either your occupation or your nationality. And here are some examples that you can use for occupation. We use the term Lehrer, which is teacher. You can also say ich bin Student, which is student. Another possibility would be doctor, which is doctor. Same thing. We also can have the word Verkäufer, which is salesperson. If there are any other occupations that we didn't mention here, please write them in the comments and we will send you the translation. You may have noticed that I said ich bin Lehrerin and Herr Dietrich said ich bin Lehrer. Lehrer and Lehrerin both means the same, teacher. However, we often have a masculine and a feminine version for a lot of occupations in German, and this is one of the examples. And because one is masculine and one is feminine, the article in front of it is different. And here we're going to talk about a very, very important information that you need to know about the German language. We have 3 different articles in German. While in English, we only have the word the. In German, we have der, which is masculine, die, which is feminine, and das, which is neutral.
This is the concept of gender in German, which you'll see in a lot of other languages, such as Spanish, but we don't see it so much in English. But gender is really important. There is so much grammar tied into the gender of our nouns.
That is why it is very important, and we're going to say this maybe many, many times, that you learn the correct article together with nouns when you learn new nouns. It will help you a lot.
A broken record about this. Learn your articles with your nouns. Gender. Unfortunately, there aren't just a couple short set in stone rules as to when a noun is masculine, feminine, or neuter. But we do have a few guidelines that'll help get you started. First, we will talk about the article der, which is used with masculine nouns. A really easy no-brainer one to start is that any noun that refers to a male person uses the article der. For example, der Vater, the father, or der Bäcker, the baker, a male baker in this case. Another example of nouns that are always going to be masculine are the days of the week and the months. So der Montag for Monday, der September for September. And finally, often words that end in er are also going to use the article der. An example of this would be der Rentner, a pensioner, or what we know as someone who's retired.
The feminine article die is used whenever you talk about a female person. For example, die Mutter, the mother, or die Bäckerin, the female baker. We also use die for numbers and flowers. For example, die Eins, the one, or die Rose, the rose. And lastly, die is used for most words that end with e. For example, die Tasche, the bag, or die Katze, the cat.
Right on cue. Now, as Suprema mentioned earlier, we have 3 genders in German. And the third gender is a neuter gender, and we use the definite article das in this case. The names of colors in German, for example, always take the article das. Das Rot, the red. Das Gelb, the yellow. Words that end in schen or line also often take the article das. For example, das Mädchen. This is a really weird one because it means the girl, but because it has the diminutive schen, it takes das in this case.
To summarize what we just learned, we have 3 articles in German: the masculine der, the feminine die, and the neuter das, which are used with German nouns. And it is most important to learn the correct articles whenever you learn a new noun, so you know how to use it in a certain sentence, and also whenever we change the cases. Thank you so much, Herr Dietrich, for hanging out and helping me explain our articles to our viewers.
Bitteschön. Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Did I pass out for 5 minutes or something? I don't know where I went, but I'm here, obviously.
Welcome back, though. Thank you for coming back to the show. We were just talking about all the things Herr Dietrich and I were talking about.
I missed Herr Dietrich. He's so
You missed Herr Dietrich. I'm so sorry, my love. Herr Dietrich and I talked about the different languages that we speak. And in order to say that, you need to know the words ich spreche, which means I speak. And here are some example languages for you that you can use when you want to talk about the languages you are speaking. Ich spreche English, means I speak English. Ich spreche Spanisch, I speak Spanish. Ich spreche Französisch, I speak French. And last but not least, ich spreche Deutsch, I speak German. Well, Dorian, what would you say?
Ich spreche Englisch und ein bisschen Deutsch.
Okay. Do you want to explain what ein bisschen means?
It basically means a little bit, I speak a little German. Hey, Suprema, did you and Herr Dietrich talk about anything else?
We did. We actually talked about the animal. He told me that he has a dog when he said, ich habe einen Hund, and I told him that I have a cat by saying, ich habe eine Katze. And you will notice one thing here, a new word that we're using, which is the word ein or eine. Do you know what that is, Dorian?
Are those indefinite articles?
They are. And as we just talked about definite articles, let's also talk about indefinite articles, shall we?
Sounds good. So, when we are referring to der Hund, that is the dog. Der is a definite article, also meaning the. If we want to refer to a dog, we would use the indefinite article, which in the case of masculine nouns is ein. Der Hund, ein Hund. Now, if we want to talk about our cat, die Katze, which is a feminine noun, for the indefinite article, we would say eine Katze. Die Katze, eine Katze. Now, we need a neuter noun. How about das Meerschwein, the guinea pig? How many of you out there have a guinea pig? With a neuter noun, for the definite article, we would say das Meerschwein. And for the indefinite article, to say a guinea pig, we would say ein Meerschwein. Das Meerschwein. Ein Meerschwein.
So, to summarize everything, we talked about 3 things. Ich bin and occupations. Ich spreche and the different languages we speak. And ich habe and the animals we have at home.
Why don't you pop down in the comments and let us know for yourself. Ich bin, ich spreche und ich habe. We really look forward to learning a little more about you.
Hey Dorian, you know what's going to happen next?
I think I might have a feeling. Is it word of the week?
It is the word of the week.
Okay, why don't you tell us what the word of the week is this week?
The word of the week is lesen. Tell us what you think this word might mean. Here are the 3 options. If you thought the word of the day means to read, then you are correct.
Ah, such a good word. And with that, we've reached the end of our episode for this week. Catch us next week with all kinds of fun about verbs. See you then.
See ya. Cheers. The feminine article D will be used. Cat.
Go.
Herr Dietrich, ich habe einen Hund. No. No, I don't. Fine, you will have no problem whatsoever to do any kind of grammar in German. That's like, we just tell them this, and they just have to accept the truth, and they will see that it's not the case. But anyways, never mind.
Why is this so hard?